Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. How's it going, brother?
You still at the office? Or are you on your way home?
I'm going back get me some food at a restaurant, one of my clients,
Okay.
Indian restaurant,
Oh,
and then
cool.
I'm
Okay.
headed home.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, they've been my client for about 20 years, man.
You have a very
So
diverse client base.
I do. I got everybody: Caucasians, Trump supporters,
Well,
radical
like I've
African
always said,
Americans.
man, that speaks well of how well you do your job, number one.
Yeah, man.
And
Talking to the
and
Caucasian today. Talking to the Caucasian today said, "Don't retire. I'll see you next year." Okay, yes, sir. Oh man, what can you do?
I'll make sure that you take their money. That's main. That's number
Oh,
one.
they gladly give me the money, boy.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm
You
sure they
know.
do. They they see through a lot of
Huh?
smoke screen. I said Caucasians in particular, they see through a whole bunch of smoke screens to somebody who is simply honest, is going to do a good job for them at a fair
Oh
price.
man, that's all they want, brother.
I know.
You understand? They
Yeah.
ain't crazy, and
No.
they know it's hard to find, and they appreciate
Yep.
it.
They do. That they do. And
And same
they
with it.
know
Well,
how
that's
much
most people,
they're
man.
yeah, that's true. But them more than
Even,
any other people that I have worked with and for in my life is that on a base level, man, if you just do a good job for them and give them a fair price, they'll pay you forever
yep, yep. And
because
I and I, I don't get it. No,
their own people
yeah,
do them dirty. They do each other dirty, man.
yep. Well, that's the key. They'll get beat in a minute. They just
Yeah.
won't tell nobody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to thank a lot for having me build up this business like this, brother. And I used to sell oils for a long time
Mm.
at the flea market.
Oh, is that right?
I
Okay.
did it from I started out in 1987. I just moved down to 84. I moved to North Carolina, but I opened up a spot at the flea market.
Hmm.
Now it might have been 85 one, and I started selling some oils, because they didn't know about oils that was down here, right? So then I had the Egyptian musk, the Somali rose, the patchouli, that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
So the Arab family I was getting it from out of New York, they sent me some oil called Giorgio.
Hmm.
I didn't know what Giorgio was. So I was in the mall one day and I was going to the department store and past the perfume counter, and they had a sign up there. We have Giorgio exclusively. I said, what is this stuff? I mean, people were just buying it. I went to the flea market that weekend. And I drew me a hand drawn sign. I got Giorgio exclusively.
Okay.
Yeah, but I made $500 a day, and that's when they start getting into designer oils, man, and that white denim and stuff like that. Well, I was making a killing. So
mm,
somebody
mm.
said, "Well, I'm from Texas. I'm just here visiting my son." I said, "Well, do you know I can get it in Texas?" I said, "No, ma'am." I said, "Well, I'll send it to you. I'll mail it to you." That was my mail order business, right?
Okay.
I hired a couple of young ladies and I had an oil place in my garage, and they would just come on there and fill up the bottles for me. But I did over $100,000 that year in oils. So anyway, I'm at Sam Club this morning. I walked by this lady's truck. Hey, there go the oil man. Yeah, when I got out of business in I think it's like 2000, you know, and that's my legacy, the oil man.
That is amazing.
It's amazing, man. She remember me from back then. You still selling oils? I said, no, ma'am. I'm out of the oil business now. And that was 25 years ago.
that that's just amazing, Adam. I mean, the impression, obviously, the impression that you make on people is just outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
That is, I mean, man, you should bottle that and sell
I wish I could, brother. You're right.
it. I mean, I'm
I
serious.
wish I could.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I lost my witness, man. Had another client come in my office today, and I recognized him, but I didn't know his name. I said, he said, I bet you don't even know my name. I said, oh, well, God. So he told me that, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I was doing this return, and he was married to a Korean lady, right?
Hmm.
And he's a preacher. I found out later on he became a preacher, right? And I know all his children when they were young. He used to be in the flea market too. I knew all his children. When you tell him his children, they grown, and he's got 12 grandchildren. I said, good God, it's been a while, you know. But I mean, and he's coming back because he's in trouble with IRS.
Okay.
He needs some, he needs some help. They try to go out on their own, right?
Man, let me tell you. Oh,
Oh,
you know, the thing
okay.
of it is, you're probably going to get swamped in 2026.
Mm-hmm.
If they do away with these free filing tools that people have been messing around with, you know, they're kind of serious about trying to do away with them. Because even, I mean, even
Well, you
myself,
know what?
I've used them, you know, for my personal taxes. I've used them over the years.
But you got a little business sense.
Yeah, but I mean, most people don't. Most people are willing
That's why they
to
mess up.
rush out and pay $400 to $500 to H&R Block or somebody,
Oh
right?
man,
And be happy with it. Oh, I paid H&R Block $400, and they say I have my refund in 3 weeks.
yeah. I had it's this immigrant brother. I think he's from where he's from, Pakistan, whatever. And he married an African American sister. He's Muslim, she's Muslim. And I used to do the taxes. And he's the kind of guy that when he stopped coming, I wasn't mad. You know what I mean? He's
Right,
a
I
good witness.
understand. You would want to fire
So
him,
he
but you're
started,
too nice to fire him.
yeah, exactly. So then he come to the masjid and he got this brilliant idea of forming a nonprofit. He said, I need you to work with him. I said, I'm kind of busy, brother. So then his wife called me up and he was being audited. And she wanted me to Well, I said, well, bring this up at office. So whoever did her return last year didn't sign it. Put on their self-prepared. When you have a
Mm-hmm.
preparer and he puts self-prepared on your return, he a crook.
Well,
You
okay,
know,
let's back up. Either he's a crook or you gave him some crooked information to put on there and he doesn't want to sign his name to it. Could be either way now.
well, yeah, either way. Well, when she brought it in and I looked at that stuff, and she had two businesses, both of them generated $23,000 in losses. And
Oh,
then she had
no, that can't
self-prepared.
be right.
I told her, I said,
Okay.
look here. I said, I can't do this. I said, I can't do this. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I said, you're in trouble. I don't want to get nowhere near it, right? So she took it back out. I'm busy, and then what can I do with that? I can't say you made a mistake, you know. So, brother, it's a bunch of shysters out there.
Yeah, of course there are. I mean, because like you say, most people simply don't have a real knowledge of how the system works, what's really required of them, the information that they need to gather, and that they should have
Right,
all times, even with an
right.
inexpensive little online accounting tool, you can still keep most of
Yeah,
the information that you need and then give it to somebody who is a professional and they can help you out, right? Maybe even find some
right.
things that you didn't think of and that the tool you're using didn't really think of. But man, most people won't take that. They won't take that step. It's all a mad scramble beginning at sometime
Mm-hmm.
in December or something, you know? So, uh, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. I don't know who Samsung is, but welcome. Welcome, Brother Ishmael Fahmy. Good to have you both with us. We've been talking informally about important things, but happy to have you guys here.
I sound like no, this ain't got it
Oh,
either.
that's you. That's the
Yeah,
famous man
yeah.
from Mississippi.
Man from Mississippi.
Salam.
Look, now
Look,
look here. If I say the wrong thing, I'm gonna ask y'all right now to forgive me because this cell phone has been wrecking my brain, man. I lost my I found out today that the motherboard had burned up. And
okay,
so since last Tuesday, I haven't had access to nothing for the most part.
okay.
And so I was waiting for the repairman to call me. This Muslim brother, he didn't get back in touch with me. So I said, well, I guess I have to spend money I ain't have planned to spend to buy me a new one. And the girl said his motherboard was gone. So I'm here trying to
Mm,
navigate these apps. It's different. And then the one I had on my previous phone.
okay. Well, we will bear with you if you bear with us. Now, since they are here, Adam, will you officially open us up with the dua?
Brother, I'm in my place.
Okay.
I'm not in the car now.
Ah, okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Ameen. Well, welcome everyone to Collective Conversations. And Adam and I were just having kind of a general conversation about small business and tax filing and things of that nature. But I know that there are other things going on in the world and things of great importance. Uh, Ishmael, you were not with us yesterday for Graceline's meeting, and I won't get into the bare bones specifics of what we talked about in our meeting yesterday. But the basic theme of that meeting yesterday was the fact that some brothers who, and I'm assuming they're all brothers, it could be some sisters involved as well, who are in our association, they have taken control, really, I don't know if you could call it a purchase, whatever it is, they've taken control of a federal credit union. And we talked about, potentialities of our group, Graceline Community, joining with them in an effort to, I guess, really and truly turn that very small credit union into a successful financial institution that would be of great benefit to our community, our association. So, I mean, I don't know if the individuals on the line tonight want to discuss more about that in generic terms without mentioning specifics, or if there are other topics uh, like the whitewashing of the Smithsonian and attacking African American, primary African American cities by the current administration, or anything else that is on anyone's mind tonight. The floor is kind of open for whatever you guys want to discuss.
I do have a question about that. Is the 250,000 covered still? The FDIC covered with credit unions like it is with banks up to 250,000?
Yes. Exactly the same.
Okay.
Exactly the same.
Okay. That was my main question. So with these small credit unions, I guess they need an inflush of money, correct?
Yeah, capital to be able to expand. Am I the only one hearing the echo, or
it may be on my end. Let me start talking.
Okay, don't
it might be on my
yeah,
end.
okay, don't worry about it. But yeah, the only way you're really going to be able to expand, obviously, is some type of capital infusion. And there are multiple ways of going about doing that, of actually raising the capital to do it. And, a lot of people mistakenly think you can do it simply by deposits. That's not capital. But there are ways of doing it. There are ways that we've discussed amongst ourselves in Graceline of doing that without ever having obviously gotten to the point where the rubber had to meet the road, and for us to test those pathways out. But I'm fully confident that those ways exist, and people have used them successfully. And I'm pretty sure there are some consultant organizations out there that can help guide whoever's involved, through those processes. So personally, I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited for them. I mean, I don't know what the future holds as far as any kind of collaboration, but I am definitely excited for them and for what they've done. What whether they walked into it, it was gifted to them, whatever the case may be. It's a good thing, that they now have control of that credit union, and at least they get to do some planning on growth and being a benefit. I think that's fantastic.
So let me understand. So you're saying that just depositing $250,000 into that small credit union, that doesn't represent capital? Is that what you were saying?
That is correct. That is not capital, because you can make that deposit today, and 2 days later you can come and request all your money back. That's a deposit. In fact, it's a demand deposit if you use some of the language in the banking industry.
I got you. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. Right.
I guess. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I guess the better description of that would be reserves.
It's not, right? Adam. It's not even reserves. So the way that you basically create. The way that you create reserves is through, number one way to create reserves, obviously, is through earnings. Because the capital, let's say if somebody came in and said, here's $2 million of capital. You guys give me 1% annual on it, as a dividend for the next 10 years or whatever the case may be, right? That's capital, and that in and of itself would even be different than your reserves. Though, if you invested that capital, like if you invested part of it and you had earnings on that, then part of those earnings could go into a reserve, right?
Okay, I got you.
Part of those. I mean, again, I'm not an accountant, so some of this stuff is what I've read in the NCUA, enlist. I mean, there's so much stuff you can read in all of their guidelines and stuff like that. But so don't take this as if it is law, because some things do change. They change some features all the time, and requirements and different things like that. So there's a common idea in this fractional banking system, or whatever name you want to give on it, is you have X number of dollars of deposits, you have a certain amount of capital on hand that allows you to access to the entire banking community, Federal Reserve, Treasury of the United States, so on and so forth, to be able to access additional capital to make loans, to invest on behalf of your financial institution. There are some rules there. If you take money, there's a certain amount, only a certain amount of it you can simply use for self-dealing, which would be investing, in the stock market or whatever the case may be. You're supposed to be taking that money to put it to work in the economy. So, especially when you're starting out, they're really watching over your use of funds to make sure, again, that you're not simply stockpiling money. You're actually using it to serve the community that you've identified and that you're meant to serve. So they need capital, just like we would need capital. And I'm just talking in terms of Graceline. We would need capital. If we got a charter today, we would need capital to be able to, open our financial institution and actually begin serving customers. And the deposits that we have would give us some leeway in being able to access funds from the banking system to start making loans back out to our depositors, shareholders, whatever. I forget the exact name that credit unions use. I think it's shareholders, share deposits, whatever. And if you noticed the information that Imam Talib shared yesterday on that one particular credit union, all of their loans were automobile loans. They had no other type of loan. Everything was an automobile
loan. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they couldn't make any other type of loan. It just seems like that those were the people that came to them. That was their business.
Well, yeah, that seems to be their customer base,
right?
Which seems to be that they probably don't have a lot of assets. That kind of thing.
My thinking is, the way that I think about things, and you go back to the survey that we had, that we put out and people completed, and maybe we'll use it again, maybe we won't. You can make a $20,000, say it's, pre-owned vehicles. And today, I think, man, if you're going to buy a pre-owned vehicle, even, you're going to spend $30,000. $20,000 about gone. $30,000 investment or loan on, previously owned automobile, certified pre-owned, hopefully, but still a depreciating asset. I would rather make a $30,000 loan for somebody to do home improvement or to build an additional structure or something like that, an asset that probably has a pretty good chance to appreciate, and of which I have, obviously I'm probably going to make a loan to somebody that has good credit, and I'm going to make a loan to someone who has some equity. So I'm much more assured as a bank of getting probably a good result out of making that loan as opposed to an auto loan. But
Yeah.
again, we don't know enough about that situation to know why they only had automobile loans. We just don't know.
So can these credit unions have commercial accounts
Yeah.
and residential?
Yes. Yes.
That was gonna be my question. Like where we are in Dallas, we have to get a roof replaced. So what would be the benefit to the credit union by getting the loan from the? So like say we deposited 250,000 in there, but then we got to pay 75,000 to get the roof replaced.
So when
Is there a
if you're gonna go,
benefit?
if you're gonna go, you're number one, you're a customer, right? You're going to be a customer of the credit union. If you've got that much money on deposit, they're probably, I mean, it'd be wise of them if you were brand new to ask you to set aside a certain amount of money, either in a certificate of deposit or some other type of instrument to secure your loan if you're brand new. If you have a history with them and you have that kind of deposit in their institution, they're probably simply going to look at things like, your credit rating if you're an individual, your commercial credit rating if you're a business, and they're going to look at, the purpose of the loan. If you're getting a loan to improve a structure, and if you're putting a new roof on something, you're improving that particular structure. So the value of that structure is going to increase. It may or may not increase enough to cover the entire amount of the loan. Depends on the structure, right? And evaluation of that structure by someone who's licensed to do those type of evaluations. But, in the long run, that's appreciating value in most structures. They're going to check if you have insurance and, what the use case is for the structure and those type things, for liability issues and things of that nature. But, you're probably going to check all those boxes. Then it simply comes down to a math equation. How much are they going to charge you for the use of the funds and what kind of term, to repay the funds.
Right. And like I said, this is in mind, like if Graceline somehow, if we can be a part of this other one and actually kick it in. Like I said, I mean, I'm talking about the Beacon of Light. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's the Beacon of Light.
Yes. Oh yeah.
We got the money to replace it, but I wouldn't mind doing it in a way that it helps the credit union. You see what I'm saying? Instead of just paying out for it, I mean, I wouldn't mind putting an influx of money into the credit union, at least looking into it to see if
Right.
that.
So one of the things that you could possibly do is you could negotiate with the credit union that you would put a deposit with them in exchange for them loaning you money at a very low interest rate that'll allow you to establish that business relationship with them, help them out, but also not damage yourself financially. And especially, and I know the situation that you're talking about in Harwood, of not violating some people's strict ideas of what REBA is, right? So if you're able to negotiate something like that, then you're probably going to have an easier time with everybody involved being happy with that. Credit union is probably going to understand that they don't have any risk if they give you a very low interest loan. It might be good for both parties just to establish the relationship and help each other out.
Okay, that helps out because that's it. Hopefully something can be some type of partnership can happen. But I'm still be on. I gotta be on me. I got another meeting I gotta be in, but I'll be listening.
Okay. Did that make sense, Adam? What I just explained to him in any way, or Imam
Uh,
Tarek?
yeah, I mean, I think with credit union, you have more flexibility to negotiate things like that. I would think. I would think.
We did it with
And
banks back in the day. We negotiated those kinds of things with banks. When I worked in the oil and gas business, a lot of times some of our equipment, large equipment purchases, the low interest rates we got from like Republic Bank, and it used to be a bank called North Carolina National Bank that became Bank of America. I remember getting a loan from them, and a lot of it was based on the fact that there was significant deposits, significant cash flow from our operations, and using the property or the assets that we were purchasing in and of themselves, um, doing some type of a lease arrangement that allowed the bank to have a position. And that's back in the days when oil and gas business was kind of rock and roll, wild, wild west. But the bank would actually take a position on that equipment. So, worst case scenario, the bank would have the ability to sell the equipment on and make sure that they were covered. But in the meantime, if all our business went good, the bank would allow us to make some money, pay them, you know, as negotiated. The tenets of the loan agreement just followed that. And usually there was a little bit of arbitrage in there. So our interest rate was low because of all those other factors. And then we were passing cost on to our end customer and arbitraging 1.5 to 2 points. And basically making more money than if we had paid cash. In some cases, if we had paid cash. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but accounting used to be kind of a weird deal of how much you could write off on certain things in any given 3 to 5 year period of time. And again, I don't know if that kind of stuff exists, and I don't want to be in a decision making room these days on whether it does or not. So, I mean, that's the other thing is that even in our case, if we did this alone and Graceline Federal Credit Union is born, brand new, you got to hire some bankers that know what they're doing, and just as a board of directors, just kind of try to keep them out of the weeds, and make sure that they're doing things that would satisfy us and our faith tradition. They're not doing things outside of our faith tradition, but otherwise, I mean, you really need seasoned bankers if you're going to be successful and have something, have an entity that's going to last and last and last. Because it's a complicated business. Imam Tariq, have you had any feedback from the brothers at all from yesterday's conversation?
Um, okay, say that again.
Oh, I was just asking if you'd had any feedback from Dr. Ali or anybody else from yesterday's conversation.
No, I haven't. I didn't know if I should have reached out to him after the fact. And basically, I dropped off the call uh,
Mm-hmm.
before you all ended. And so I apologize for that. I dropped off
That was that was
unintentionally.
that was fine because we went long yesterday.
Oh, okay then. Yeah. And so, no, I haven't, anything. I haven't moved forward with anything because I wouldn't know what to say.
Uh,
Because again, all of this is new to me too.
mm-hmm.
The credit union, and I mean, I know what a credit union is, but I'm talking about being involved at the level that you all had, has brought me in. Uh, I'm, I'm, I'm in the learning process.
Understood.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
fine. That is fine. We'll obviously learn. Well, I say we will. We'll see what the what the feelings are as we go on, because I think Rabani is supposed to be directly in touch with Dr. Ali, and
Mhm.
I shouldn't have said his name, but anyway.
Right.
Um,
I know.
but anyway, the other thing that's on my mind is this thing that's going on with the Smithsonian and the current renegade administration's seeming plans to strip the Smithsonian of African American literature, history that documents the effects, the reality and the effects of slavery. And I'm pretty sure if they're going to do that, they're going to whitewash Jim Crow and the positive effects of the Voting Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act, and all those things. And I we probably, I'm in a loop, and I talked to somebody about this last night. I'm in a loop where when something like this happens, I get Representative Jasmine Crockett's response. I get maybe something from AOC, maybe one or two other people. And I guess what I'm saying is I'm missing the outrage from a lot of other people. And I don't know if I'm simply in a bubble where I'm only hearing things from a few people, and there are lots of other people that are out there that are screaming bloody murder, that this is wrong and all that. So I'm asking for help. And these type things that are going on, are y'all here? Is everybody else hearing small voices, big voices? Is everybody upset, or just a few people are upset about this stuff?
Edward, I'll be right back, man. I'm gonna respond to
Okay.
that. Be right back.
Okay. So, even Zoom user, I don't know who you are, but if you have any response to that, you're here for a reason. If you have a response to the things that are going on in our country, I'd love to hear what you think. Imam Tariq, I would love to hear what you think. And if you're hearing any protest, or are people just numb? Are they just lying down? Are they cowards? Or is it just that I'm missing it? That I'm missing people standing up and saying, this is wrong. This shouldn't be happening. Or do we not, do not enough people care? Maybe that's it. Not enough people care. Somebody help me out.
Yeah, that's heavy there.
Well, you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Yes, sir. I'm aware of what's happening.
Are people in Mississippi upset about it? Do you hear people talking about it?
I haven't heard anyone talking about it. Um, if someone is talking about it, there's a local radio station here on the coast in Gulfport, African American owned, and he normally. I want to feel safe to say that he's addressing it, even though I have not or do not listen to the show. But I really strongly believe that he, again, is or has addressed it. I'm gonna try to tune in tomorrow, come to think of it, and see if he might be mentioning of it,
Okay.
make mention it, and because he's out very outspoken person on his um, program, because I think his talk show lasts for about 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping to hear. I mean, I've just been browsing probably since about 45 minutes, from 5 o'clock to 5:45 Central Time today. First chance I actually had to kind of just take a break and see what was online, you know, peruse YouTube and all that type of stuff. And I'm not hearing as much outrage as I thought I would hear. And one of the things that I thought about was what happened in Mali, and of course the present day Mali, but back in the day it was Timbuktu, and what was the other primary city state that was there? Starts with an S, and I can't think of it right now for the life of me. But
Starts with a what?
with an S.
Yes.
Songhai? Am I getting close?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Songhai and Timbuktu. So when the Portuguese and the Spanish basically started their invasion to try to take over North Africa and even move across the Sahel into West Africa, the intelligent people, and I'm not talking about just rich people, I'm talking about people, because these were civilizations in Songhai and Timbuktu where basically everybody was literate.
Yeah.
Everybody could read. Everybody could do mathematics. Everybody understood science. They had great libraries, but their armies had been depleted over the years since Mansa Musa's time, things like that. His offspring and those that came after him, they weren't him. Wasn't anything that was bad about them. They just weren't him.
Right.
And as a result, they were less able to defend themselves. So the people who had access to these books and manuscripts and maps and all this stuff, they took the stuff and hid it so it couldn't be destroyed.
They did what?
They took the books and the manuscripts and everything and they hid them so that the Europeans couldn't find them and destroy them. They buried them. They hid them in caves. They buried them in the ground, in underground, places. Some of it they took and traveled and hid in other places. And it's been in the last, I'm going to say in the last 15 years, that a lot of those books and manuscripts and stuff have been rediscovered intact.
Brother Edward.
Intact.
Okay.
Yes.
Some of those books and writings and things are on display at the International Museum of Muslim Cultures, located in Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, I've heard about that. That some of the stuff is there, right?
Because the Sababu and his wife, Sister Kola Rashid, and I'm sure the Brother Turkey, who's also in their staff, they went to I think, I forget the
Mali, probably Mali.
Yeah, they actually went there and met that curator of that, and some of those books and things and writings were he's descendant of some of those people who put those writings together.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Of course, but Tark, you were talking about somebody had a blog or a broadcast that last 4 hours. When I came back, I heard you say that.
Well, actually,
it's
a radio station located here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, 94.5 WZ. I think I don't know if he got WZD, but WZ 94.5, and he come on the air at, I want to say, 9 o'clock every Monday through Friday. And he also, if you're on Facebook, he has a Facebook app, JZ 94.5. When I get all my stuff re-downloaded, I can get it sent out. and at my earliest convenience and private remembrance more so than anything. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, uh-huh, yeah, and
Well,
and that being said, his son and his grandson, about a year ago, his grandson first, and then the son followed up. They both accepted the religion of Al-Islam.
Alhamdulillah.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
yeah, what I listen to a lot of stuff on YouTube
Hmm.
that are showing outrage at what the administration is doing,
Okay.
and I tell you, one of them is killing him is Roland Martin.
Okay. So yeah, Roland Martin he is always going to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed by him. He is always going to stand up, and his retort to them, his what he says resonates. He's not just screaming into the wind. He's a very intelligent
Right.
brother.
And he has some good guests on also. Then you
Okay.
have the Midas Touch Network.
And it's every now and then they will be in my algorithm and I'll see something on them. And
Yeah.
when I started listening to the Bulwark, it's almost like the Midas touch got bumped. So I probably need to reattach myself to them and see what they're saying.
The only thing is some of these things I watch, they have in there, like when they're promo that you read first, and then what they come with is not really what they said in the promo.
Mm-hmm.
So before I look at it, I look at who is producing it. You get a
Okay.
lot of independent guys that are out there, or they're doing that, but they're not putting the real deal up. So I don't even look at that. But then you got, Joe Reed is doing a pretty good job.
Yes, Joy is. And I guess when I
And
was blowing my horn a few minutes ago and blowing off steam, because I think Roland Martin, Joy Reid, I think the podcast people like them they are raising their voices. And I guess what I really meant was our elected political figures.
oh man,
What are
yeah,
they
yeah,
doing?
no. I like that sister from Texas, the one they
Yeah, I mean that's my
told
congressperson.
that she couldn't go home.
Oh yeah, that one. That's not my congressperson, but yeah, she stayed in the Texas House, whatever the chamber.
Yeah,
I think two
yeah,
nights,
yeah, 3 nights, yeah, yeah.
2 or 3 nights. Yeah,
And
I
then the
mean,
day of, she was in the restroom on a Zoom, on a FaceTime call or whatever. And then this
hmm
Caucasian representative came in talking about they're gonna charge you or whatever.
right.
So, man, so I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on.
You know
I'm
what's weird
glad
about that situation though
what
that you just mentioned. Who came to help her?
who came to help her.
Yeah, who came to
I
help her?
saw 3 Hispanic people.
Yeah.
I saw 3 Hispanic females. When
hmm
they found out what was going on, they came back inside.
Yeah.
They came back inside. and stood with her. I think they did it wrong. I mean, why couldn't they have shifts? They get 10 of them to take the first shift.
Right.
That's what I'm saying now. They leave the state to keep the numbers down. And then they come back. And then the next shift leaves the state.
Mm-hmm.
They should have done like that to me.
You know what that takes, Adam?
What?
It takes some prior planning and then execution.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what his name was, some famous politician back in the 20s or something like that. He said, I am a member of no organized political party. I am a Democrat. There just seems to be a lack of organization.
Yeah.
It wasn't Huey Long that said that.
I'm saying as long as it wasn't Huey Long, it'd be all right.
No, it wasn't Huey Long. Huey Long actually did have an organization. They may have been extremely corrupt, but he did have an organization. Well, Huey Long scared people to death. But yeah, it's I don't know when it's going to affect me. I don't know if it ever will. But the length to which this particular administration will basically stretch the law to its limit before they cross over into basically criminal behavior is just, they got some people doing some thinking and some planning for them. Because I mean they take all the rope before it snaps back on them. They take all of it, and nobody's figured out yet, because it's almost like a dike that has 1,000 holes in it. You're plugging one, and the next one's flooding it. They have a unique plan in place, and they are executing it. And the defense is all over the place, seemingly not knowing what to do.
Well, I mean, this is crazy, man, because you're getting the Supreme Court getting extreme.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. On September 4th, Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown's coming to Fayetteville.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, she's gonna speak at this university, promoting her new book. So I got when it first hit, I registered to attend.
Mm-hmm.
Glad I did, because ain't no tickets available now. So I got in.
Yeah, she's been very outspoken.
Oh man, yeah. It was funny when I went in the restaurant. When I had it on mute,
Mm-hmm.
it was an Indian lady that just left there, and the wife of the owner of the restaurant telling me that he was upset because they voted for Trump, and now they're holding up packages and shipments from
Europe and
Europe, not just Europe.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
China.
Yep.
India, and they mad because it was India, and some of the stuff they were expecting got held up.
Right. Yep. I think that kicked in last Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
An extra cost, and I forget exactly how much it was, but it's significant, right?
and 50% tariff. What?
Right. Yeah. So now
50% tariff.
any package, I guess anything other than first class mail, a letter, there's an additional cost to ship it into the United States from basically anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So most places, most countries have just decided they're not going to ship anything until they have some clarification.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're the shipper, let's say you're a wholesaler and you're shipping something on behalf of somebody, man, you don't know what you're going to get hit with. You can end
That's
up
right.
owing more money than you made for doing your service. It's a
Mm-hmm.
mess. It's a mess. And I don't know. I don't know what action that the country needs to take to put the brakes on this stuff. But we got over a year till the next election, and really a year and a half, even if the Democrats were able to take over the House and the Senate or one of the two, you got almost a year and a half before those people would be sworn in to do anything.
Well, the actions from the voters needs to start when these primaries hit.
Exactly. Yep.
So I came from a Democratic Party meeting right before I got on the call,
Mm-hmm.
and they're trying to put plans together for the upcoming political season. So the thing is how to get us to vote.
Well, I mean, I guess every state has, some states do it on Saturday, some states do it on the Tuesday. I mean, we're all over the board on that. But I mean, I really and truly think there needs to be some mass protest. And obviously, yes, the voting in the primaries definitely has to take place. And
Yeah.
we have to select people who are going to act, at least to the best of our knowledge. They're going to act
Mm-hmm.
and do something, because a lot of the people that we
Mm-hmm.
have in elected positions, they haven't done anything.
No, none whatsoever.
I mean, and it's really funny because half the time I don't know whether to blame them or not. I don't know if they're, especially the Congress people that are in Washington, because the Republicans control the House and the Senate. I don't know if they think it's futile to try to propose something or to try to stop an action, because half the time they can't even get it out of committee to get it to a full vote of the House or the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
What?
I'm angry. I'm angry
What?
at them. I feel sorry for them at the same time.
Mm-hmm. They're worrying about getting reelected.
I understand.
We shouldn't be
Uh,
what they're worrying about.
exactly.
Because if they get reelected and they go back and do the same type of stuff, hey, you might as well have a Republican in there.
Don't go that far. Don't go that far.
If they ain't gonna do nothing, what's the difference?
Well, maybe. Well, okay, so they can't stop the Republicans from doing worse than what they're already doing. But maybe if the Republicans had every seat, that they would just totally accelerate everything they're trying to do. I think you got to have
Yeah,
at least a hint of a buffer.
yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. So the primaries in North Carolina happen when?
Um, I think in March,
Okay, so that's close.
April.
I think Texas is pretty much the same, March or April of next year. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
man, there's got to be something to arrest this situation.
Well, that's what we got to do. And the thing about it is, especially with us, our people. Oh, have mercy. They ain't got a clue, brother.
Yeah, perish from lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge, lack of motivation, lack of urgency. What can I say?
Oh. Um, so do you hear much these days about the Back to Africa movement?
No, no, not a lot. I mean, I know of people that are talking about moving there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I just don't see it. I don't, because the Europeans control that too.
To a large extent, yeah. And the part they don't control, the Chinese are getting a
Yeah.
handhold on.
Yep. Right. So, but and the ones that tend to do the Back to Africa, that I know about, very few of them have a plan other than them and their family.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, that's all right for them. I mean, that's great. I mean, that just hasn't got me interested in doing that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. And I mean, I was probably a little hard on the brother yesterday when I was talking about the lack of involvement and investment coming from Africa and the Middle East and the financial institutions in the United States. I've just, you know, going both ways. Everything that I've witnessed is shades of exploitation of whatever that they do is to try to take advantage of a people who they think are beneath them.
Right.
And almost any time that discussions have been held and they discovered the truth that African Americans are as smart or smarter than them, they backpedal so quickly out of the room that you forgot that they were ever there. And I've been in a couple of those meetings.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those meetings I was in, it was about a bank, a national bank that's run by immigrants, started by an immigrant
Mm-hmm.
brother. But when tough questions about capital investment, control of the board, we want to do business in this manner, and it wasn't exactly what the Saudis and Emiratis wanted to hear, they were gone. They were gone so quick.
Mm-hmm.
And none of the people that were talking to them on the other side of the table, I mean, I was over there, but I wasn't a principal. They didn't look like us. They looked like them. And they didn't help their own.
Right.
So I don't know. I know that just more so than ever, I know that we're going to have our own. And I don't know how we do it and sustain it with majority of our people being either lacking knowledge or simply not caring.
Well, it takes well, it takes a few being consistent, and then whatever they're doing, they got to sell it on people other than themselves. You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I guess we got to get our game faces on.
Yeah.
Do a better job of selling this thing. And I mean all of it. I mean, I saw
Mm-hmm.
what Omar did today, what he sent us. Man, that guy's working so hard.
He is.
I mean, he is really putting all of himself into this. So it was a long day for me, man. I was frustrated today with some of the stuff that I saw that's going on and just racking my brain trying to come up with ideas of how
Right.
to meet it forcefully.
Right. Well, I think the discussion we had yesterday and to meet with the group, we have to. I understand some of the things that Tyler was saying, but we got to see it through. We got to have this discussion.
Yeah, definitely.
We got to do it, and then we can decide once we get more information, whether it's something we need to try to move on. That's the best course of action for us. It might not be, but reality is some of the language we've used were hurtful because we've been living it for the last 2 or 3 years, right?
Exactly.
So
yeah. And it's not stuff we came up with. A lot of the stuff was said directly to us.
Exactly. Right.
By people who make decisions.
Right.
So, gentlemen, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. I have a question.
Wa alaikum salam. Please go right ahead. Sorry,
Yes,
Sister Martha, I
you
didn't
mentioned,
recognize you.
alhamdulillah. You mentioned something Omar sent out. I was looking through the mail for it. Or was that just for
You should have received it. If you haven't received it, I want to say it came in late this afternoon. I
okay,
think,
and it's
or at least
from
that's
his
when I opened it. It may have come in earlier, but I opened it late this afternoon.
it's from his email.
Yes. Let
OTM.
me Right. I think the OTM account. Let me see if I can pull it up from earlier.
I got it right here.
Oh, do you? Okay. Can you check and see if she was copied on that?
Oh, okay. Sister
And I'm
Martha was copied
assuming,
on it.
okay. And it was sent to Tootsie? Her
Tootsie.
Tootsie account? Okay.
Okay.
What
Yeah.
time? What time, Adam?
I'll look under my Tootsie. I was looking
4:25
under.
p.m.
Okay, I'll look under CW. I mean, I was looking. I always go to CWSC first. Okay, I'll go to
Okay.
my first. Okay, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
I always hit myself. I'm going Monday night. I keep missing it. So tonight, I made it my point. Though I was a little after 7, but I'm here. Alhamdulillah.
Okay. So Trump just said that he's going to remove Federal Reserve Commissioner Lisa Cook, African American
Yeah,
assistant.
she's African American.
Right. Now, I don't think legally he
Yep.
can do it. So let's see if rubber meets road and if the law steps in to stop him from his harassment of his sister. Because he just wants to get rid of her because she's African American. Period.
It's obvious.
He got to feed his base.
Yeah. Yep. So let's see what happens with this, because she's not going to resign. At least she said that. And I hope she sticks to her guns. And I hope that the rest of the Federal Reserve governors stand with her.
Exactly.
Because if they don't, we're in a world of trouble.
Yeah.
Because they're going to start messing with people's money. And this thing will get ugly in a hurry. That's just a bunch of thieves. They're a
That's it.
bunch of thieves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mogul, more mogul like.
Well, you can be a mogul. Mogul is not a bad word. If you
Right.
if you make your money honestly,
Uh-huh.
you have intelligence, you have integrity, you make good business decisions, your business decisions lead to you having great wealth, I
Uh-huh.
have no problem with you. If you're a dishonest person and you make your fortune by tricking people, by using loopholes in the law to deny people their rightly earned money, and everything is a trick, nah, that person needs to be in jail.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I shouldn't have used that because it does mean a power. I looked it up and going powerful or important person. But usually in movies and things, you it's attached to such as what you were saying. Attaching the inhumane connection with it. So
Sure, it sells movie tickets, but
yeah.
everything when you look at an individual, strip all the rhetoric away
Mm-hmm.
and just judge them purely on actions. Poor person, moderate income person, wealthy person, doesn't matter. Some of the most corrupt people I've ever been around were poor people. You turn around, they'll steal everything in your house.
Mm-hmm.
So I've just always went by, you're going to have a record out there of your actions and your activities. And I'm not saying there's nobody that's perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. But there are people who continuously make mistakes on purpose. Really and truly, they're seeking to do the wrong thing because they don't have the faith or the
Mm-hmm.
trust
Mm-hmm.
or the ability to get by doing the right thing. And he's one of them. So yeah, this is getting rough. I mean, I'm really happy that he hasn't directly attacked African American colleges at this point.
This is a poem called Freedom Isn't Free.
Well,
It comes to people who skip with everything.
hopefully he stopped by messing with the money.
Right. Yeah, he will mess with the money. Yes. Because he wants people coming hat in hand to him and his people, begging, "We'll do anything for you, master.
Right.
What you want us to do?" And this is where people have to have some backbone. I mean, and that goes for me and everybody else. Until we get this thing turned around, prepare yourself. And prepare yourself that you might have to suffer a little bit. That all these Ramadans we've been through might actually be for the real purpose of Ramadan. Is that we're gonna keep our faith. We're going to exalt our faith. And we're going to be able to make it through tough times without being moved from the practice of our faith. And I'm not talking about 5 prayers a day. I'm talking about everything that our faith is supposed to stand for. Right? And sometimes that might be sharing meals with people because some may not have what you have, and sharing rides and everything else that goes with that to withstand what they're trying to do, we may have to go be prepared to do those things. That's all I'm saying. Somebody mentioned hot water cornbread the other day. I wish I had some hot water cornbread.
I mean, but that's for real. It's truly for real.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they're trying everything. There's nothing they won't touch. Nothing. And nobody slapped them upside down. I shouldn't be talking about violence. Nobody's done anything yet to make them back up and move out of my yard. Oh, man.
And see what that female talk show host said, only 2% of Caucasians have slaves.
How'd they come up with that number?
I don't know. Who knows? But she was on CNN on that show with Abby Phillips.
Okay.
And she had some debate on that.
So
D.L. Hughley.
D.L. Hughley was on there?
No. He was on social media. He dogged out. She talking about suing D.L.
So, I mean, I understand, and those people that come with these crazy numbers and all that stuff means absolutely nothing to me. The mere fact that slavery existed is wrong.
Right.
I don't care if it wasn't but one plantation per state. It was wrong. Period. So you can keep all your numbers. The institution was wrong.
Okay.
Period. End of
Okay.
story. We don't need to talk. We don't need to talk about it no more. He was
Mm-hmm.
wrong.
And the product
All
of
right, but
the byproduct of it is
Right. We can talk
still
about the
glaring
byproduct.
us.
We can talk about the byproduct. Number one, we acknowledge that slavery happened. Box checked. It was wrong. Box checked. You exploited people for profit. You treated people like animals for profit.
yep.
You denied people basic human dignity for profit. No argument. Please
And
don't raise no argument against that.
and try to overthrow the government.
Yes, to keep doing the evil.
2% did that.
Yeah, well, I don't care. I don't know what the number was,
No,
but
that's I mean
whichever one was
but see,
involved in it, they were wrong.
that's to keep the language out there, the false
I know.
stuff out there,
Right.
so that the MAGA idiots will believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah, them 2% bad, boy. Over there. When I was a little boy, them 2% made me ride on the back of the bus.
and eat in the back of the restaurant if you were even allowed to do
Exactly. 1 but 2%, but they did a whole heck of a thing.
that. Yeah, they did a lot of dirt in 2%.
And that
Tell them,
2% is the reason. Oh, excuse me.
no, go ahead,
Go
sister.
ahead.
That 2% is also the reason why there's the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment. Otherwise, there wouldn't be one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. To change.
they want to take that out, take that back, roll that back.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. But that wasn't part of the original Constitution.
Well, so all I can say is come on with it.
Yeah, really.
What was it? Was it Fannie Lou Hamer who said, "I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired"?
Sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Getting close.
Mm-hmm.
Getting close. Hadn't missed any meals yet. If I didn't miss it on purpose during Ramadan, I hadn't missed any. Right?
Right.
Don't want me to start missing meals. It's not Ramadan, or if I'm not fasting Monday and Thursday. You don't want me to miss any meals. I might not like it. I'm just saying that this doesn't make any sense to me. And it won't end well
Right.
even for those so-called MAGA people. They don't understand what they're doing to themselves. Other than, I read
You know.
that book. Man, I read that book, Dying of Whiteness. Oh, it was so real.
What book was that?
Dying of Whiteness.
Oh, okay.
It is a great book. I wish I could get all white people to read it because it talks about the truth of the matter. The truth of the matter that they will stand by and watch their own child die of an illness because they don't want medical care in their county that might treat black folks. And this is coming out of their own mouths. So this must be the carryover from that 2%. That they would rather die than for me to have medical care or food or housing. Man, if that's not hate, I don't know what it is. I just don't know. So Adam, I'm about out of wind, man. I need to get some rest and get ready for the fight tomorrow.
Yeah. Hello?
Assalamu alaikum. Is your reception picked up again?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we talking.
everybody else is gone. So I was saying I'm about to talk that I need to get some rest so I can get in the fight tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, brother. Yeah, I had to go to the restroom for a minute, but that was quick.
Okay. All right.
All
Well,
right.
we will pick this up Thursday morning. Well, I'm going to wait and
Now,
see what your program is. I want to be surprised.
okay, yeah, let me come up with a topic.
All right.
But if it
Inshallah.
sounds for me, hey, if it sounds for me, I came up with one.
Okay. All right. I'll be listening.
All right.
All right. Assalamu
Assalamu
alaikum.
alaikum.